I was living with my son's father. I currently don't live with him right now. I'm living with a friend. We had split up 7 years ago, but that doesn't matter. I was living in a house with him, a house that is different than what he has now. I was fleeing his house by jumping the neighbor's fence, going in through her back door. She was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And I explained that I needed to flee his house. She said, "All right, come on." She let me through the front door as I went out the back window. So I go through the neighbor's home to the front to get to my car. And the Lord had me take nothing, and he said I would have a place to stay. And then I was going around where there's scenes of false prophets and street speakers. I went to each site as instructed by God to warn and to deal with the people. The first was a false Jesus, which appeared to be Jonathan Rumi from The Chosen. And everyone was like, "All right, really this time?" And I fell at his feet, and then I quickly realized, wait, this is false. I woke up inside of my dream, and I inquired to the Lord, "Why did I just do that?" And he replied, "So you don't actually do it when it really happens." It made sense in the dream, but I was still like, okay. I was like, why? You know, it made, anyways, I don't know how to explain it. Then I got up and started telling people, "Stop, don't believe him." And then I fled to the next place to warn people that the mark was actually the Neuralink. Then I fled to the next place, and I asked to use their microphone, and these people weren't a part of the agenda. They were nice people, but they still kind of tried to distract me as I was speaking. I don't understand. I began to warn them, "Don't take the Neuralink, it's the mark of the beast," and began to explain how Jesus truly comes by taking his chosen, his bride, up into the sky with him. And after people get deceived and taken the mark of the beast, and some will survive in those days, then the people will look up and see Jesus in the sky riding on the clouds. Then I fled to another scene. Other 3 Christian men were warning the people in the crowd too. One man was like, "Oh, that's crazy," and kind of give him a hard time, but he was calm about it. I said, "No, it's real. God showed me. Please don't take it." Then me and these men were walking away. They were like, "What would you do?" And I was like, "I would die." And they said, "Okay, she's for real," and took me into their camper. And I was like, "Oh, thank goodness the Lord told me I'd have a place to stay, even if it's this tiny spot. I'm so grateful." There were kind of a few people inside. It was a little crowded, but not overly crowded. Then we traveled around warning people, and then we stopped at a gas station, and 2 of the same false prophets that were at the scene of the false Jesus, stop, come on, saw us and tried to break into our camper to get me and said, "There's too many of them. They have a female. Let's get them. They can't do that." And then we fought to shut the camper door on them. And while I was in the caravan talking to the people, before the people tried to get me, I told them about my Donald Trump dream. And my Donald Trump dream was, I was looking at him, and I said, "I thought you would never," like in betrayal, because of what happened to his ear, and he was giving glory to Jesus for it. And he looked at me, and with an evil smirk, he said, "You thought wrong." And then then I was in this scene at my dad's house where I was running away from these soldiers. They were all dressed in black and they were trying to convince me to take the Neuralink. And I said, just kill me. And they were like, no, and chasing after me and still trying to convince me, but this will give you peace and whatnot. And so then I kept running away, and I ran towards this warehouse. And so I ran in this warehouse and I was like hiding from all the other soldiers in black. So yeah, that was my dream, and I have more.